Hey everybody, today we're going to do a little Firefly reading. It's the new year. The new year can always feel a little bit bittersweet, a little bit overwhelming. We're supposed to be these, amazing, bright new people, and we're still hungover from 2 days ago or whatever. So I thought I would just do a Firefly reading. I don't have time to do a full pick a card today. So hopefully, whoever comes upon this video will need it and it will resonate for you, and hopefully it will be really helpful. If it doesn't resonate, you guys, this isn't your reading today, okay? Firefly readings are a little bit different than pick-a-cards. Your energy, you don't pick an energy pile. This is just kind of like a general reading for whoever spirit, wants to hear it or see it. So with that said, we'll just kind of get into it. Actually, let's start with a postcard. I'm really digging these little postcard decks. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody had a good new year. Yeah. Okay, spirit guides, angels, ancestors. Please help me channel this for, well, that one kind of wanted to come out, for my fireflies. Who needs to hear this today? So we've got two here. Okay. Dearest wonderful you, to help you manifest a life for the highest good, we invite you to examine your deepest desires. Imagine all your desires, no matter what kind, like magic seed pods in a basket, glowing with infinite potential. Look closely at each one. Are you afraid that some may bring you too much attention and invite negative reactions from others? Is change too daunting? Are you afraid to stretch and grow? Let yourself be led forward and let the seeds of positive intentions take to the wind. Your desires count and you are worthy of them. They are essential for co-creating your world. Did you ever consider that when a desire comes from deep within you, it might be spirit moving you to create something beautiful to share with others? Some desires are infused with miraculous powers to move the heart and influence the world in ways you can't possibly know. We know you and love you so deeply and are so happy to support you. So beautiful. This is really about understanding our deepest desires and really trusting our intuition, trusting that little nudge, that spiritual whisper in our ear about what we're supposed to be doing and how we're supposed to be moving forward in our lives. And, are we afraid that we might bring too much attention, to receive different, reactions from people? Like, well, are the people in our lives going to support us, basically? Is it too big of a change? Are you an accountant that wants to do Broadway musicals? It could be a million different things, and change is scary and daunting, but we have those little whispers for a reason, and Spirit is asking us to stretch and grow. And that absolutely, you're worthy of co-creating a new existence for yourself, which is beautiful, because oftentimes it's like, oh, I don't deserve to be the Broadway star. I'm just going to keep crunching numbers. And Spirit might have something so much more different for you. And you might think it's about Broadway musicals, but maybe you start auditioning and, who knows what happens. Maybe you get into like leg warmers production, I don't know. So you never know, but it's when we follow that inner whisper, intuition, and co-create with Spirit rather than do what we think, just so much happens for us. So take that as it resonates. And then the second one was, dearest you, on Earth, humans learn about life by telling stories and creating new ones based on shared experiences. Eventually, after repeating one often enough, it becomes your main story that you use to define yourself in the world. So to get the answers you seek, you must get vulnerable and hear your story when you tell it. Ask, why do you tell it? Is it really true? What else can be true? Can you see the truth that Spirit is in all things? Do you see how other stories overlap and intertwine? Spirit loves stories, for they are like blueprints for co-creation. So tell the one we know to be true about you, a story of courage, gratitude, and honesty. Tell an empowered story about well-being, wisdom, and grace. You will experience your world according to the story you tell about it, so make sure they're stories you're proud of. Genuine, loving fan club. I've been talking a lot recently about being the hero of your own story, and I feel like this is really truthful to that. It's, these stories that we tell ourselves, these habitual patterns, mindsets, ideas about ourselves, they can keep us small, they can keep us stagnant. Why do we tell it? Is it because the approval of others will get the sarcastic laugh from our friends? Is it because we have something to prove? Like, oh, I'm so successful. I'm so blah, 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 blah. Because, that makes me feel good. Why does it make you feel good? Like, what is really true about yourself? Is it just, hey, man, I'm here trying. I'm loving myself. My heart is open. I've got my hands open wide. I'm ready to receive all the glory and, my humble little package. So what is the story that you're telling right now? And just knowing that what comes out of your mouth and what you truly believe about yourself is what comes to pass, is what stays true. So tell an empowered story, like one where you are the hero of your own story. That's the kind of like the beginning of that big change. I think oftentimes, we think of life changes as, these big things. We have to work toward these goals. And really, it's just a shift in our energy. So, interesting start to this reading, you guys. I like it. I like it very much. Okay, so let's just kind of see what comes out here. I haven't done one of these in a while. Actually, I think I've only done one. Okay, here we go. Spirit, what is going on right now? Well, what I'm getting here is that, this Three of Pentacles is about teamwork. It's about building something. It's about repairing sometimes, making amends. What I'm getting right here is some kind of teamwork, with this three here. It's about creation. It's about co-creating something, a resolution, building something. Because with this Tower reversed, I feel like Tower reversed and this, this is on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so here's what I'm getting. There's been some kind of conflict going on for my little fireflies. Some kind of conflict where, Five of Swords is a winning at all costs kind of mentality. Just something where, we've collected all of our swords. We got what we wanted. But what was the expense of that? Like, are we hurt by it? Have we hurt others by it? What is the point here? What are we really proving to ourselves? It was pretty substantial with this Tower reversed. Because, Tower moments are huge, life-changing moments. They're kind of like big epiphanies, wake-up calls. With it reversed, I feel like it's something that's happened in the past. I feel like there's something about an equal give and take that wasn't, there was a lack of justice here. There's a lack of balance, a lack of fairness in something. And there was either with this Ace of Cups, there was either an opportunity to love, an opportunity to express ourselves, and or a need for self-love, a need for us to take some time to really find ourselves worthy. But I feel like with this Three of Pentacles here, there is something that We are looking to mend something that we want ultimately to fix in a way that feels fair and balanced. Yeah. So there's a 9 of Cups here, which is all about like emotional fulfillment. It is about kind of wish fulfillment, you know, something that we've been manifesting that comes to fruition, something that's really emotionally fulfilling. With this Empress here, this could potentially be your person. This could be a love reading, and or how would I read this or not? Well, it doesn't really, love really doesn't really matter, but this could potentially be a person that you have been in conflict with, and or we need to step into this Empress energy. But I'm just going to read it as I see it. So I feel like there's this Empress energy here, something that is emotionally fulfilling for us. This could potentially be a work relationship. This could potentially be a relationship. It doesn't matter. Friendship, family member, but some kind of conflict that we've had. Maybe there hasn't been equal give and take. Maybe there's been a situation that has just really made us feel icky and down and out, and it's caused us to challenge our worth, caused us to challenge how we show up in relationships. Maybe we've been overgiving. Maybe we've been under receiving. But there's this energy here of, I don't want to say like I'm going to show them, but almost like pride or ego, but it's self-protection. It's not like anybody watching this like isn't a bad person. It's human nature to kind of like, I want to get the last word in, or I want to show up the winner. Like I want to win. I don't want to admit. I feel like it's hard for this pile to, it's really hard for this pile to admit their mistakes. It's hard for this pile to communicate with all these swords here. It might be hard for this pile to be honest with themselves. I feel like status, like how you view yourself in the world, is important. With the other postcards, I feel like that is about, we're concerned also about what other people are going to think. But this is a pretty big burden on us right now. We know it will emotionally fulfill us, and I believe it's like really making amends with this person, because we've got this Page of Pentacles here, which is a small offer. It's like a very grounded, small offer. It's a very tentative offer. Like, hi, I would like to fix this situation. I would like to build on something here, but I'm tentative. I'm going to do this from a grounded place. I'm going to do this kind of in self-protection mode, but in a way that is safe for me, in a way that is safe for everybody. But in the meantime, it's just a big old giant burden to carry with this Ten of Wands here. And I feel like there's a lot going on in your life, my little fireflies, that it's adding to the stress of all that you've got going on. And when we've got a lot going on, man, it's really hard to follow our hearts, because we're just trying to juggle so many balls. And it's like, how do I, Two of Pentacles, balance card, juggling money, juggling, the ups and downs of life. You can see like these waves back here in this boat, and big boats, small boats, big waves, small wave. It's a huge juggling act. And Spirit is asking us during this juggling to really rest, contemplate, rest. Actually, I don't even think contemplate. I think actually rest your brain, rest the swords. Swords represent knowledge, action, and Four of Swords is very much a recuperation card. So I feel like Spirit's like, turn off the brain, don't do it, like just relax. because there's a serious need to control here. Like, again, like the juggling of the balls and controlling controlling our life. Like we're so desperate to maintain a sense of balance. And, you know, this can be a card of greed sometimes. It can be a card of materialism. So are we so focused on, I'm just filming. Yes, okay. This can be a card of like wanting to control the outcome of something or control our money. We want a certain look, it can be materialism. It can be, but it can also just be like a need to control situation, our own stability. I mean, the way that this little dude is hanging on to those pentacles, it's like, I can't let it go. Because if I let it go, oh my gosh, I'm only going to have 3. And then what's going to happen? And I'm not going to have anything in my hands. And so it's like, you know, 4s represent a solid foundation. So it's like we want to build a solid foundation. I feel like there's such a need to build a solid foundation here that once we have that, we feel like we can breathe again. But I think you know just how desperately you need to like take a time out and sleep and take care of yourself, rest. Let's get some guidance here. Yeah, because there's something here. Ace of Wands is like an action. It's a passionate, like there's something you want to take action on that you're really passionate about. Yeah, I think you want to have more of a stable foundation. You know, Knight of Pentacles is, yeah, okay. Wow, okay. Wow, okay. All right, so Ace of Wands is something we want to take action on that we're really passionate about. I feel like we really want to kind of step up our game, create this foundation so that when we offer something, we have something more substantial than just a little tiny pentacle. Okay, the Knight is a step up. Knight is very methodical, very responsible. Not worthy, dependable, resourceful. So, and you know that this is just kind of like a blip in the radar, like the Sun card reversed. Like the Sun card's never a bad card, even if it's reversed. It's more of like things are kind of on pause for a second because we've got the 6 of Wands. You kind of want to come in triumphantly. You want to come in, even, you know, for some of you, you might want to come in like with some fame under your belt or some, you know, glory, some accolades, something to make us feel worthy of this Empress energy. Because you don't want to come in as a pentacle, as a page to this Empress. It's like, I've got to up my game. We've got Lovers reversed, Judgment reversed. But there's like a manifestation of this whole situation that's happening right now. A spiritual awakening that is happening for sure. But we are, I think, because of this little bit of ego here, this little bit of not wanting to put our swords down, just kind of like wanting to win, not wanting to show all of our true colors. You know, it's kind of keeping us from this full spiritual awakening, from like real potential, happiness, something real. But we are manifesting it. And, you know, with this Death card, it is an ending. An ending, you know, and endings happen to rebirth. You know, I feel like this is an end of ourselves. Yeah, there's a lot of hurt here. A lot of hurt, but like there's hope here. I feel like we're not acting from a heart space. We're acting more from a head space because I feel like it, you know, this King of Cups reversed, like there's a lot of emotion here. I feel like we're almost afraid of our emotions. We're afraid to express our emotions with this 2 of Cups reversed and this World card reversed. It's like we're not stepping into this expansive energy because there's a lot of fear here. Fear that we aren't worthy enough, fear that we aren't going to measure up. And I just feel like you're wanting more time so that you can manifest a stronger version of yourself almost. King of Pentacles. Yeah, you want to come in as the King of Pentacles. You want to have something else to offer. You want to have this castle, this luxury, this more of a sense of self. And you guys, masculine, feminine energy doesn't matter. Women, you know, can be Queen of Pentacles or King of Pentacles. It doesn't matter. It's just the energy, a masculine energy. Very grounded, loyal, wealthy, smart. Could be a person from your past. Also a need for playfulness here with the Six of Cups. Knight of Wands. Yeah, you kind of, the passion is definitely there. This is something you're manifesting, something that you're looking toward the future for, but we're not taking action. There's a lot of inner conflict. Okay. So let's get you all some guidance. Actually, let's see if we can get any more information with another tarot deck. Interesting. I want to quick go back to these. Yeah, okay, so something about your inner... That was like a partial sneeze. Weird. So something about being worthy of this situation, too big a change, too much change. Like, how do I make this happen? Really stuck in our heads. You know, will this change bring too much attention? Maybe it's outside your box. Maybe this is a relationship that's like way outside your box. That's like, you're afraid of like the kickback of it all. But then like also like, who are you these days? Who do you want to be? What's, you know, the hero of your own story. Interesting. Okay, so let's get some more information with the Psychic Tarot deck. See if anything else comes out here. Wow. All right, spirit guides and angels. Any other information here for my fireflies? There's no reversals in this deck, just FYI. Yeah, there's strength here. We've got 2 8s. 88 might mean something to you if you want to look up that number. But 8s are about our personal authority, like our power. And with a strength card here, yeah, well, it's power. This is like authority, like 8s represent like authority in our own life, our manifestation, leadership, abundance. So, and this is a major arcana. So this is calling for a lot of your strength right now. And Spirit knows we're definitely trapped in fear. There's something that we need to walk away from. This can either be habitual mindsets, belief systems about ourselves, especially with those postcards that we read. You know, what kind of story you're telling? Are you telling you're the story that where I just stay trapped and I don't move forward? Or this could potentially, you know, I don't know, that may not resonate for everybody, but you could potentially be in a relationship right now. But I feel like Spirit's saying, like, trust that, like, triumphant success. This is like 8 of Swords energy. Trust that you're going to step into your power enough to, like, come through, you know, that death card. Like, we're coming back out of the dark, you know, coming back to life. The hero of our own story here. This is a really, really, really big life change for you. A really, really, really big wake-up call. I feel like you're going through a spiritual journey in a very quick amount of time, like obstacles and challenges. And for me, this is always a card of faith, you know, stepping out. There's this broken path here. We're on this journey and we feel really, really, really alone. And Spirit's like, step out and face faith, the bridge will come. And that's scary. That's really, really scary. And this beautiful hope card, I think this is the Sun again. You got the Sun card twice, you guys. So there's not a lot to worry about here. And I think deep down, you know that. Like, you know that this is, oh, it's the Star card. The card of hope. And this is for me, duh. Whoopsie. Yeah, it is a card of hope. Star card is a card of hope. It is a card of, you know, being the star of your own show. I feel like there's so much that you don't see. I feel like the more you step out in faith, the more you take these baby steps, the more that you do the thing that's never been done before, the more you follow your heart and you kind of see yourself in a different light and really step out into that power, into that, lion energy, the more like attention you're going to draw in a good way. Like the more you're going to change to a point where you're bringing in your own success. I feel like the spiritual transformation, like it's not just about a relationship. Okay. This relationship is kind of like the hair, the straw on the camel's back. No, needle in the haystack. I don't know. It's the tip of the iceberg, basically. It's it got the ball rolling in regard to this whole thing. And we've just been rolling and rolling and rolling. And, eventually the more that we continue to do that, I feel like you're going to be the star of your own show here. I feel like it's going to change you to the extent that you're going to bring in what you've always wanted, because doing like the overanalyzing, the overthinking, the I'm not worthy, that has only gotten you so far. And you might have success in your life, but it's shown up in a way that is super emotionally unfulfilling and just doesn't feel good. It's not what you expected. And so I feel like with this spiritual awakening, excuse me, with a star card, I feel like the more that you become your true self, the self that you were, as a kid, that, little child, that one that had like a really big heart and loved the world before, society or family, school, friends, got a hold on us. The more we go back to that original version of ourselves, the real version of ourselves, the more that's going to transform us into a place where we can manifest and co-create and bring in all of the abundance and really bring some shine to ourselves. Positive movement forward. We've got another 8 here. Look up 888 for me. Yeah, this is a big transition for you. Spirit is really, really doing their best to communicate with you. They might be speaking to you through dreams. They might be speaking to you through synchronistic numbers. If you see 111, 222, 333, 888. You can either look up the spiritual meaning of those numbers, but sometimes it's just spirit saying like, hey, we're here for you. But I feel like this message in particular is you are stepping into such an incredible authority of your own, over your own life, a sense of leadership over yourself. And I feel like that's going to translate into work, into romance, into everything, stepping up into this version of yourself that's way the fuck powerful. And, 8 times 3 equals 24. Like if we did the numerology on this, 2 plus 4 equals 6. So triple 8's reduced down to a 6, which is all about healing, love and harmony in the home, love, it's a love number. So I feel like whatever you're worried about is going to heal. And this is on the bottom of the deck. Ace of Cups, love begins, which is what came out earlier. Your cup is going to runneth over here. There's a rainbow, very auspicious sign. If this is a person from your past, these two trees are kind of mirroring each other. So if divine counterparts or twin flames, resonate for you, if you partake of that ideology, that might, be something for you. If not, whatever. But there's something about the going with the flow as well, the fluidity of it all, the fluidity of love, like letting love take you, letting yourself experience a different way of life than you've ever experienced for yourself before. And it's a big shift. It's a massive shift, but it's going to bring glory. It's going to bring really beautiful love and light and attention, I feel like. Specific reading today, you guys. So take it as it resonates. Let's see. Let's do some animals. Spirit, what else? What else? What guidance for my fireflies that this resonates with? What guidance do you have for my fireflies? Actually, I'm not going to take any reversals here. I'm not feeling the reversals. Okay. So owl spirit, owl is highly intuitive. And with a 7 here, 7 is a very, very intuitive number. It's a number of spirituality, personal growth, intellect. But owls are able to get up and out of situations, see things from a different perspective. And we have 2 birds here. So there's something about kind of seeing your situation differently, seeing yourself differently, seeing it from, you may not be able to see the pathway out of what you're currently in. But when you're up and above the clouds, Taylor Swift song is coming to mind. Honey, when I'm above the trees, I see it for what it is. Happiness, her song Happiness. But there's something definitely about seeing things from a different perspective and seeing things with our intuition. And when we see things from a higher perspective, in front of us, we can't see the forest through the trees. But from a higher perspective, it's like, oh, if we go through the trees and then, see the Legend of Zelda, we just go over here and then pop over here. And then, that's how it all comes together. And to make sure that spirit is in on this, to co-create with spirit. Crows are highly, crows or ravens, I don't know, blackbirds are messengers. So spirit is really trying to get your attention. They really want to co-create with you. They want to be a part of all of this. And by that, I mean, how do you do that, Amanda? Totally get it. I ask myself all the time, like, what do you guys want from me? To just be open, to meditate, just sit in a chair, quiet, eyes closed, place your hand on your heart, and just do your best to empty your mind of your thoughts, which is an impossible thing. That's not actually like a real thing that you can do. But to observe your thoughts, like, what are you thinking right now? And just kind of ask spirit, like, what is the steps here? What do I need to do? What is the courageous, brave thing? What do I do? And allow them, in the whisper and just like a deep knowing, like you might hear, and you might not actually like hear a voice, but some of you might, you might have those answers. Like the more that you do that, the more that you're able to kind of clear, you're never going to clear your mind, but the more that you make the attempt to, the more that you ground yourself and kind of come back down, like out of your brain, but like kind of analyze like what's going on in your brain from a safe spot, from a place of peace, from a place of love and nurturing of self, rather than I have to figure this out. I have to like, like I have to crunch all the numbers to whatever. And with this wolf spirit, there's an intense gaze here. You might have really beautiful, like intense eyes. You're a sharp cookie. Like there's just something very fierce about this wolf spirit. Turn knowledge into wisdom. I feel very badass energy. Sorry, guys. Out of this card, 13 reduces down to a 4. 1 + 3 = 4. And 4s are all about foundation and stability. And I feel like the more you use that intuitive energy, the more you take those times out to just be quiet and still and breathe. Talk to the moon late at night, be outside, to sit on your porch, put on a bunch of coats and stuff. It's the middle of winter. But talk to the divine, be open to hearing the divine. And I feel like you're going to create that foundation within yourself. You won't need those pentacles so much because you'll feel so secure in yourself. But once you begin to do that, woo, there's a strength here. Like this wolf knows what they want and they're going to get it. Very, very powerful energy. I don't always feel that from this card, but this card is just like, boom, with me today. yeah, just the more that you grow and allow that spiritual awakening to happen, it's like, it's like some kind of transformation, like like an initiation, almost like an activation, just, and then being able to really go for whatever you want, and having, no matter whether it's a page or an emperor or, whatever energy shows up, it's like, it's not going to matter, because you're going to have such a sense of worth and such a sense of purpose and such a sense of knowing exactly what you want. Very interesting. Your person might have really pretty eyes, or you might have really pretty, like, I'm being drawn to like these. I'm never drawn to the eyes here. Well, a couple times with the wolf, but the wolf's gaze is very intense. And these are like really pretty eyes, which I've never noticed before. Let's get some more. Spirit, what else? What else do you want my fireflies to know? What else do you want my fireflies to know? Oh, I love this card. So I feel like these actually really, I love when that happens, but I feel like in their own way, they kind of relate with the cards underneath. Still filming. Yes. Okay. Sorry, it's the camera's cut off like 146 times before it makes me ill. Okay. So we've got Geneva. So these are all women, doesn't matter, just feminine energy. Who cares? She who radiates, Geneva, knowing, ambition, confidence. And I'm getting that lion, that strength energy. I'm getting, this owl spirit, highly intuitive, very sharp, very clear, knowing. Like the owl spirit is a very intellectual spirit animal. Knowing, ambition, confidence. It's kind of like having the confidence, the ambition to trust what we know, to trust the version of ourselves, to trust our new story. And this Makita, observe, perceive, scrutinize, she who sees. The crow is very, crow and raven, I can't remember. I'm just playing it as it goes here, is a very perceptive, like that, those spiritual messages, like you are observing, you're beginning to perceive, I feel like this is a pile that's just kind of like waking up to their intuition. And man, once you do, I feel like this is a very powerful pile. I feel like this is a highly intuitive pile, a very powerful pile that like all of a sudden like the light has been flipped, like the switch has been flipped, like something flicked. And you're about to become very, 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 very powerful, because you are connected to source energy now in a way that you weren't before. And I'm getting that like lion energy here again, like just that strength, that power. Where people used to tell you how it was, like this is who you are, this is the life path for you. You are beginning to really awaken to exactly who you are, to exactly the bullshit that people have been feeding you. And all that, those stories might come from broken people, like there's no judgment here. We want to treat everyone with compassion, but you're just really beginning to like pick apart like the truth, like dead meat on the road. This crow spirit, like just you're able to like, no, like this is okay, you guys. So my phone just turned off. No, I was like 10 minutes past this, so I'm gonna try and like go back to where I was. But I was talking about picking the meat, like you're just beginning to like find the truth, like picking apart the meat on the highway, finding the little specks of truth, the little nuggets of nutrition, something. But we are just beginning to really hone in on exactly what is real for us. We're beginning to like go through the bullshit and, you know, see everything as bullshit and see what is true and real, and just kind of like waking up in a real way for the very first time. Like, holy crap, you know, like Truman Show. It's like kind of like, what? Like I've been in this show this whole time and it's not even me. And I feel like the more that we come into, that's how it was, the more that we come into this sense of really knowing who we are for the first time, the more wild that we become with this, Sauvage is her name. She who is wild, untamed, wild, mysterious. And with this wolf spirit, it's like we are coming into an unabandoned, is that the word I'm looking for? It's like unadulterated, like just kind of this new sense of self where people are like, what happened to that person? You know, but in the best sense, like you're just going to feel free and cracked open and blossoming and, you know, just wild. Like the more that you do things in a completely different way than you've ever done them, the more that that's going to truly pay off for you. Because the way that you've been doing them is the way that society has been telling you to do it, the way that your family and friends have been telling you to do it, the way that you've always thought it was supposed to be done, probably because of early childhood programming, whatever. And you're finally beginning to wake up, but it is a very significant call here. There's like an intensity that needs to happen, like a full body fuck yes to yourself, to your soul, to your knowledge, to your truth, and living your life with that spirit of reckless abandon. And then to just go for it. And it's going to crack open your heart. It's going to just bring about so much beauty and love and fulfillment and freedom, a real sense of freedom. So those were those messages. And then when I pulled before, these are the ones we got. This was on the bottom of the deck. So let's see if I can remember. So the first card that came out, so we've got Libra energy here, Capricorn, and Sagittarius. Definitely feeling strong Capricorn energy here for sure. Capricorns are very work-oriented, very driven, ambitious, workaholics. It can be really funny, but can also have a dark side. Really love to work and aren't afraid to, like very ambitious, aren't afraid to go for their goals. Very grounded in reality. They're not like big dreamers per se. Or if they have a dream, it's like, okay, how can I do this in a very practical way? So what Spirit is asking here, we've got last quarter moon in Libra, make time for self-love. So when we are feeling overburdened, when we are feeling like, I don't know what the spiritual awakening is, this is kind of like, what is this wackadoodle shit? Like when we're kind of feeling just out of our element, okay, making time for self-love, resting, taking care of ourselves. There's a couple things here. It's one, just like taking care of our physical bodies, and two, making time for self-love to step into a place of worthiness, to step into a place of our own confidence and independence. And the self-love is going to make us feel worthy regardless. I'm so afraid my phone's going to shut off again. This is going to help restore our power pack when we feel at our lowest. Then we've got full moon in Capricorn, take a reality check. And I read this, I'm totally already forgetting because that's how I channel. Full moon in Capricorn. This card has two sides to it, literally and metaphorically. If you've been worrying about something, the good news is that you shouldn't waste another moment worrying, as this won't help. Some things only happen once, and that can be really good news. If you're wondering about how something you're keen on is going to turn out, this card could be a sign that you've hit a roadblock. If you want to change that, you're going to need to put in an extra effort with your manifesting work. Find a balance between facing your reality and being kind to yourself and others. If you're not happy with the message of this card, use the old trick of finding the best thought you can about your situation and go from there. And the manifestation and affirmation here is, everything is always working out in my favor. So I feel like we're kind of still in that Five of Swords energy, that little bit of ego, a little bit of too mindful, like too thoughtful about this process, too analytical, too practical, because we're not manifesting what we want, what we truly want. We are manifesting the same old, same old. We're manifesting more fear, worry, anxiety, lack of sleep, lack of self-care, because we're unwilling to do it differently. And Spirit's saying like, hey, if you want to do things differently, you have to remember to stay in a positive, higher vibration. How do we do that? Gratitude, which is right over here. But we want to operate out of a positive, lighter energy, like make time for laughter, lighten up. Like I just kind of want to shake this pile a little bit. Don't be so stubborn with this goat here. You could also have Taurus energy. Is that a goat? Might be a ram. I don't know. But yeah, it's about making sure that we're manifesting from a place of, this is going to work out, rather than, oh, the rug's going to be pulled out from under me. This is going to align itself easily because Spirit's got my back, rather than, this is just impossible, this will never work. And then we have new moon in Capricorn, step up and lead. And there's two things here. This is about being the leadership of being the leader of your own life. Okay, like not like, and it's kind of in that same area that, you know, the wild card was here and the wolf was here. So I feel like this is really about just being your own wolf, being your own, you know, leader, the leader of your life, knowing exactly what you want. And there's so much you don't know, which is so hard for fireflies like this, because not everything is illuminated, and it's like, we just want to know so we can have the practical plan. And Spirit's like, fuck the practical plan, sorry. You know, they want you to follow your heart for once, little Capricorns. There's so much you don't know, but the more that you step into a wild version of yourselves, and I don't mean like, you know, dance under the full moon naked, like I mean like you can, highly recommend, but I mean more of like doing things different than you ever have before. The more that you do that, the more will pay off for you, the more will be illuminated, the more it won't matter whether or not it is illuminated, because you'll just feel so much stronger. And then the second thing here, step up and lead. I feel like the more that you step into this intuitive sense of yourself, this co-creation with Spirit, this manifestation, operating out of a place of belief that positive things can happen to you, that the things that you want are possible. You just have to make some choices in your life. You just have to make some decisions. You just have to show up differently and demand something more of yourself, something more of your life, demand a different outcome with all the fire and energy and passion that you have, that you will most likely step up into a place of leadership in your life, if that's what you want. You know, leading others, you know, that abundance, that star card, being the star of your own show. And then finally, we have this last quarter moon in Sagittarius, practice gratitude. Gratitude changes everything. It's really easy, especially with that Five of Swords energy, to kind of be like, in lack mentality of, you know, why don't I have what they have? Why am I not getting what they have? You know, like just kind of jealousy, some envy, greed. And Spirit's like, hey, you've got a lot. Okay, do you have doorknobs? Not everybody has doorknobs. Do you have power in your house right now? Right now, I know a mother of two children with special needs, and they have been without power, I think, for 7 days because of some storm or something. I don't even know what, but it's going to be like 2 more days before anybody can even get out there. And they've all been like living by the fireplace, no heat, in a very cold environment, you know. Do you have a working toilet? Seriously. A working shower. So, you know, maybe a list of 10 things every night, you know, but right before you go to bed, Close your eyes. What are the 10 things you're grateful for? And it doesn't have to be like bullshit. It doesn't have to be like, I am grateful for my life and, you know, my job and, you know, like all the stuff that we're supposed to be thankful for. Like, it can just be, I am grateful for my socks. I'm grateful for this dog. I am grateful for doorknobs. You know, I'm grateful for this bed. I'm grateful for these worm jammies. It can be the most simple of things, but it has to be true. And the more that we operate out of that place, the easier it is to manifest what we really want, truly. So let's quick do the Oracle of Taylor, and then I'm going to get you some guidance from Shaman's Oracle here, and then we will call it. So Spirit, for my pile, for my fireflies, what energy, what's going on here? The more that you say, the less I know. Wherever you stray, I'll follow. By the way, Oracle of Taylor's Taylor Swift lyrics. For anybody that doesn't know, I'm super crazy about Taylor. So we always do the Oracle of Taylor, mostly in love readings, but sometimes I just kind of work them in. The more that you say, the less I know. Wherever you stray, I'll follow. I'm begging for you to take my hand, wreck my plans. That's my man. I feel like there's a hero that you want to be here. And you got, like, there's man in here. It doesn't matter. You can totally be a woman. I feel two things from this energy. I feel one, that you kind of want to be the hero of your own story. You want to, like, step up, show up, be somebody's, you know, person in a very real and authentic and powerful way. It's kind of like, you know, prince-like energy, you know, white horse, knight on a white horse kind of energy. But then there's also an energy of what is it? What's the word? I cannot think of the word. Trust. A significant amount of trust here, which is terrifying for you. Yeah, to wreck somebody's plans or to have your plans wrecked for the sake of, you know, a new adventure or whatever is terrifying. And with this Capricorn energy, woo, double Capricorn energy, we love to have a plan. So it's like this wild energy of like, you want me to be untamed, wreck my plans? Like, what are you asking of me? But, you know, time to step up, 2022. How long are you going to wait? So yeah, it's a fire. It's a violent blaze in the dark, and you started it. You started it. What's this one? Yeah, it's a fire. Violent blaze in the dark, and you started it. I can't remember what song. But yeah, I feel like this is a really potent spiritual awakening, a really potent potential relationship, a really potent new start in your life, shift in your life. And it kind of blindsided you, and that's why there's such this need for balance. Or in those two of Pentacles, the balance energy, such a struggle to find balance, and you just kind of feel like you've been slapped sideways. Like, what just happened? It also reminds me of like Eat, Pray, Love. I can't remember if this is in the book, but in the movie, she's so afraid, you know, she does the eating thing in Rome, then she goes to the ashram in India to balance herself, and then she goes to Bali where she falls in love, and she's so scared, like she found that balance, you know, in India, the ashram meditation, that she's so scared to fall in love because she's so afraid to lose that balance, lose that control that she has again, lose that peace in her life. And little Ketut is like, I can't remember what exactly he says, but he's like, to lose balance in love is to lose balance in life. You know, that's a part of life. You know, the pendulum has to swing this way and then it has to swing this way. You know, like, especially if you've gone through some shit, which I have a feeling you probably have, if we're waking up, if we've had this tower moment in the past, that, you know, you're ready to lose yourself a little bit, to experience some good in the best way. So take that how it resonates. And also we got here, Tay-Tay. And I was catching my breath, staring at an open window, catching my death. And I couldn't be sure. I had a feeling so peculiar that this pain would be forevermore. Oh, this is a very sad, gorgeous song. Very depressing song. It's catching my breath, staring at an open window, catching my death. Yeah, this is kind of a belief that like you're so stuck, like this pain will be forevermore. Just feeling like I can't get out of this. Nothing's going to change. I feel powerless. I'm always going to be in pain, which is a huge lie, FYI. That's just something that we tell ourselves. I don't want this to feel like a slap on the hand, but we create our own pain in so many ways. Like Spirit gives us a million different ways out, a million different ways to... I mean, it's always like faith and bravery is required to change something about ourselves. To step out in faith and to just be like, you know what, fuck it. Like I could risk it all. I have to risk it all. I have to lose it all. You have to be willing to lose it all to gain it all. And there might be times in the past where you have, and you've been blistered by it, and just the rug has been pulled out, and it's like, I don't trust anymore. And I get that. I totally get that. But Spirit's like, you know, you wouldn't be going through this huge spiritual awakening just to make you fall on your ass. Like there might be something really real here, a whole new self-invention, a reinvention of self. The pain doesn't have to be forevermore. You don't always have to feel alone. Staring at an open window, catching my death, like you open the window. Close the window, put on a cardigan. Sorry, it's another Taylor song. You Taylor freaks, you know. Put yourself by a warm fire and do what you got to do. Make the brave choice. All I know is a newfound grace. All my days, I'll know your face. All I know since yesterday is everything has changed. That's what I'm talking about, Willis. Change. Yeah, I feel like, again, this is that blindsided energy. Something. So for some of you, some of my fireflies, I feel like there's stagnant energy with this reality check. Like, make sure we're manifesting from a good place. Make sure that we are not expecting the worst. You know, that we're not manifesting a failure. Make sure that we are manifesting ourselves in the best sense. Seeing the situation resolve itself. You know, a great way to meditate is to play out the end scenario in your head. Like take When Harry Met Sally at the end. You know, he runs to her and it's, you know, New Year's Eve, and and he runs to her and he's going to tell her this thing, and he has to get this off his chest to tell her that he loves her, and the whole time he's running and he's like, I've got to tell her, and he's just in this energy of like, it's got to work out, I love her, like this has got to happen, you know. And it's a positive energy. It's a desperate energy, but it's an energy in I am willing to risk it all to tell this person. And he does, and it works out because she loves him too. But imagine if he just went home that night and was like, I don't know how this would ever work. She's so different. She orders, 3 different things on the menu, and, she's a little crazy. She totally, had a Big O in the middle of a diner, and that's crazy. Even though I liked it. And sorry, this took a turn. But, imagine if he was just like, this could never, it's just impossible. And Spirit's like, show up with an energy, like the hero story. Show up with, be as the hero. Show up as, claim your story. Because for some of you, and I feel like you are, all I know is a newfound grace. Like there's grace, like, oh my gosh, like there could be forgiveness here. All my days I'll know your face. All I know since yesterday is everything has changed. For some of you, you know, like this is big. This isn't a small moment in your life. So how are you gonna take it? Okay, last little bit. We're just gonna get some last guidance here. For my fireflies, I cannot shuffle. Oh my gosh. You can do it. Okay. Spirit, some guidance for my fireflies. Last little bit here. Repairing the veil, forgiveness. Yes. And I'm getting this with that Five of Swords energy, that conflict. You know, they're you know, it's kind of, conflict is kind of like winning at all costs. So there may have been some actions that we're not proud of, or actions we haven't even taken, just something that requires some forgiveness or repairing. Here, can I get 2 more cards here, please? Guidance from my fireflies. One more. Thank you. Okay. And then we've got Lay of the Land, Ancestral Wisdom at the bottom. Okay. So, repairing the veil. So, I mean, ultimately, I just feel like that's a forgiveness card for sure. But I'll quick skim it and see if there's any extra gems I want to mention here. Forgiveness, making amends, recognition of our unity. Between us all is a thin veil appearing to be a space that separates us. We look through this veil and believe ourselves to be distinct from each other. We assume that our thoughts and feelings are our own. We see bodies and objects and the spaces between them. So we engage the world in relationships between a duality of us and them. This veil serves as a mysterious illusion, making it so hard to believe in our inherent connection and unity. We can't always remember that what we do to someone else, we at the same time do to ourselves. So there's this us versus them mentality rather than a mirroring, a reflection of ourselves. And this idea that when we hurt others, we really just truly hurt ourselves. When we cloth the veil out of fear, anger, jealousy, or resentment, manipulate another, misuse our power, or allow someone's actions to diminish us, we create a wound felt by many, not just those of us in the smaller direct relationship. I feel like cause and effect here too. Like all of our actions have consequences, and they might affect other people in ways that we wouldn't even know, you know, like that ripple effect. Now is the time to examine where your actions have caused difficulty or harm to someone else, and also where you have been the recipient of harm. Regardless of what side you are on, it's important to take responsibility for healing this rift by bringing love, compassion, deep listening, and presence to whatever is not in harmony. Do this for you and for your own liberty as you become an unwitting hostage once you take the role of perpetrator or victim, both positions of weakness. So do this for you. Bring love, compassion, deep listening, presence for you. Because if you don't, you're going to be operating out of that victim mentality, being the perpetrator, you know, kind of showing up again with that Five of Swords energy, winning at all costs. And those are places of weakness. There's nothing fulfilling there. It's just more hurt and more pain, more aloneness. Let go of all your resentments, know your part in the dynamic, and make... Hi, you guys. It shut off again. So let's see where I was. I'm not sure where I finished, you guys, so I'm going to start here. It's easy to be influenced by others right now too, especially in our digital age. It's hard to protect yourself from the energy and sheer amount of information bombarding you 24/7. If you allow all the fear and uncertainty to pollute your mind and emotions, you will fill yourself up with this negativity and then see more of it in the outer world. So, two things here. One, remember, like, we are not being influenced by others right now. Okay? Like, Spirit doesn't give a F about anybody else's opinion about your life, your path, what your choices are. Like, this is solely about you stepping into your power, being the hero of your own life, and being the leader of your life, being confident enough in yourself to know who you are and not let people manipulate you like a puppet. Stay out of gossip and other forms of groupthink, for when you cut another person down to their level due to their perceived mistakes or limit them by your envy, you activate lack for yourself. So fill yourself with thoughts of plenty. So two things here. You know, we had that Page of Pentacles energy, we had Knight of Pentacles energy, and we also had that Empress energy. And Page and Knight doesn't add up to Empress. You know, it's not an equal pairing. So there's something definitely about like unworthiness, and like we're so scared of how we're going to show up, and almost to the point where we might feel jealous or envious or whatever of that person. Like, how come they're that person? How come, you know, they have it all? How come they're lucky? How come they've had these, you know, experiences? How come I haven't, you know? So there can kind of, even though it's like we have things to offer, we're too busy feeling worthless. And out of that unworthiness, we kind of like poke at the person because we get mad at ourselves for not stepping up into our own power, if that makes sense. So we want to make sure that we are rising to the occasion rather than trying to pull ourselves down. So fill yourself with the thoughts of plenty. Imagine your universe unfettered by scarcity and alive with abundant hope and goodness. Be mindful of what your mind is full of. Be mindful of what your mind is full of. Be mindful. Mind is full of. And keep the faith. Good brings more good. Love more love. Gratitude. More things to be grateful for. Okay, and then finally we've got Stranger, which is about seeing the other person as a reflection of yourself. The other person might be someone that is different than you, but understanding that different isn't bad. So let's see, Stranger, the other, moving past fear of differences, curiosity, and acceptance. Okay, so the stranger moves through the world in a shroud of darkness that often elicits fear, rejection, and uncertainty as the danger of the unknown defines its very presence. Yes, there is a veil of separation between you. Look closer and summon the courage to remain open to what you might find. You may be conditioned to look only for what mirrors what is safe and known to you, refusing to entertain any concept of other beyond something to fear. So say you're in Gotham City and you see some person with a crazy face and you're just like, I don't know why I said Gotham City, good Lord. And you see someone that just looks crazy and you're just like, that's not right. Like, a person shouldn't look crazy, you know. Just people that are different from us in life in general. Like, why are they wearing that dress? Why are they, you know, they got that hair? It's not about judging those people. It's about instead, not even judging, but fear. There's like a fear here about anything that is a little bit different, a little bit uncertain. We're not, you know, and Spirit is asking us here to not keep people so separate. You know, if they're not exactly the same as you, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Yes, there's a veil of separation between you. Look closer and summon the courage to remain open to what you might find. You may be conditioned to look only for what mirrors what is safe and known to you, refusing to entertain any concept of other beyond something to fear. In order to broaden your world and your experience of it, you must refute the illusion that sameness is the only way. Yeah, so for some of you in regard to relationships, like, you might want this person to show up exactly like you. You know, I'm a Libra. You know, I understand other Libras. You know, with this Capricorn energy, you might be attracting someone the complete opposite of you. Maybe a dreamer, maybe a, you know, actor, singer, you know, someone that is way outside the box for you. And Spirit's like, let them be who they are and view them more curiously than judgmentally. Sameness isn't the only way. Nothing you expect externally matches up with the other, and you're challenged by your own inexperience, but don't miss this opportunity for learning. Okay, this is an opportunity to learn. And, you know, I get this in my life sometimes too, where it's like, even like politically for all of us, it's like, I don't understand other people's politics. I don't understand, you know, people that eat meat, people that don't eat meat. Like, you know, I'm just trying to think of like polarizing things in our culture, but it's always an opportunity to learn and grow. And maybe if you're partnered with somebody that is different from you, and even though it might rock your entire world and, you know, what everybody thinks, the two of you might grow in a way that can teach the world how to show up. And God, don't we need that right now? You might be able to show up for each other in a way that is beautiful and lovely and thoughtful and respectful, and while maintaining a sense of loyalty. And others around you will be like, wow, like, I didn't even think that was possible in today's world, you know? So you never know. Take it how it resonates, guys. Something extraordinary is being offered to you now, and if you remain curious and teachable, allow the newness to envelop you as you explore the possibilities. This is a departure from your expectations, but the stranger has come to invite you to dance to a new music, a new tempo, a new sensation that will add more dimension to you and what you create as a result. Now is the time to leave room for other points of view, other ways of seeing with humility and grace. This is a defining moment. Take the risk. Life is like a precious diamond with many facets, not just one. Oh my God, we're still filming. Okay. Okay, you guys. So that was a lot. So my little fireflies. Oh, and we've got the ancestral. So this is kind of just like the energy I'm getting here is just like trusting your intuition again. Your ancestors, your spirit guides, your angels, they're all communicating with you. Ancestral wisdom. When you feel like you don't know what to do, place that hand on your heart. Ask your ancestors. Talk to your guides, your angels, God, whatever that is for you. Howl at the moon. Talk to the moon. Stargaze. Be outside in nature. You know, anything that you can do to become grounded to truth and wisdom. Not grounded to a sense of like plans and mental clatter, but ground in this ancestral wisdom is what I'm getting here. So little fireflies, this is like a huge turning point, like a huge fork in the road. You know, what are you going to do? Are you going to, you know, live, you know, have your life stay the way it's always been and just kind of have this sense of, you know, unfulfilling, you know, a self-fulfilling prophecy of unfulfillment? Or are you going to do something a little bit different and take the risk? Because I feel like there's so much more for you. I feel like I just get this sense of like hurt in the past, you know, things not working out, just stagnation, kind of darkness. And I feel like there's such beauty and hope and joy and freedom on the other side if you're just a little bit brave. You don't have to, you know, like go in guns blazing, but if you show up in just with a little bit of courage, you know, you'll see how that benefits you. You'll see how that pays off, and that courage will become stronger and stronger and stronger until you're that lion energy, until you're that wolf energy. But you have to be brave. You have to step out. Okay. Life is conspiring for me. Yes. We got that card earlier of, you know, at the everything always works out in my favor, or whatever it is. Life is conspiring for me. It's good to me. It's got my back. It's loyal to me. It wants me to succeed. It wants me to have love. So is there anything else? Otherwise, we're going to end this right here. I feel like there's one more, maybe not. There it is. I'll just take this. Actually, I'm feeling this bottom one. I know my shadow side, and I work to willingly transform aspects of it. So that's that ego. That's that winning at all costs mentality. Like, where is all that coming from? That fear of what others think, where's that coming from? That's all shadow energy. And it's not good or bad, you guys. It's just an aspect of ourselves that we need to learn to love, that we need to learn to heal so that we can grow. I flow towards my goal. I am strongly protected as I go. Flow, not plan. Just step into the flow, see where it takes you. It might ruin every single plan you have, and it might completely blow up your life in the best way. Outside of every box you've ever known, into the greatness of a plan you could never have begun to manifest for yourself, because it's just too big and glorious. I think there's a lot of fear about, like, if my plans don't work out, I will never reach this emotional fulfillment. And Spirit's like, you're never going to reach that emotional fulfillment, even if your plans pay off. Like, it's just, it's going to feel bleh. It's going to feel like more of the same. But if you shift that energy, change who you are, it'll be so much bigger than you can even imagine. All right, my fireflies. I hope this resonated for whoever it needed to. And thank you so much for showing up today. And yeah, if you like this video, please like it, please share and subscribe. And I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.